G'day card nerds and welcome to another Destiny 2 build video. This time, for the Warlock class, I am Bladeburger, your local Bungo Please Do a Crossover with Warrior Cats guy, and today it's all about melee. If you like the video, do the stuff the algorithm likes. If you have suggestions for the build, also do that stuff. Now, let's get into the build. This build is based all around the snap melee on Solo Warlock. It's a strong build that really takes advantage of the wide area the melee can hit. Our main exotic used for the build is Claws of Ahamkara. All it does is gives us second melee charge. Good enough. You don't necessarily need it for the build, but it's fun to snap more often. For weapons to use, it doesn't matter too much, but I lean more towards something with incandescent. I use Callus Mini Tool. For subclass, we're on Solo Warlock with Well of Radiant Super. Dawnblade is offered, so we're using a super that actually does something. For subclass ability, we have Phoenix Dive. Hold the subclass ability button down to dive to the ground, healing yourself and allies. If Heat Rises is active, you heal more and scorch enemies when landing. For melee, we have Incinerator Snap. Make a fan of sparks that scorches targets. For grenade, it doesn't really matter, but I use a healing grenade for the utility and quicker cooldown. Next, for aspects, we have Heat Rises. You can do shit while gliding. You can also consume your grenade to gain the Heat Rises buff, allowing you to float mid-air. Getting kills while in the air extends it and gives melee energy. The next aspect is Icarus Dash. Press a hotkey to dodge mid-air, or double press it if you're a loser. You get a second one if Heat Rises is active. You can also heal yourself if you get kills while airborne. For fragments, we have Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy. Ember of Ashes, you deal more scorched tests to targets. Ember of Eruption, your solar ignitions have larger area of effect. And Ember of Blistering, defeating enemies with solar ignitions gives grenade energy. And now let's get to the mods to really set this into overdrive. For helmet, we have it on Arc for hands-on. Gain super energy with each melee kill. I will note that this is the inverse of Ashes to Assets, but doesn't give anywhere near as much energy as Ashes to Assets does. Bungo, please buff hands-on. We also have Harmonic Siphon. Create an orb of power whenever you get rapid kills with a weapon that matches your subclass type. Then there's Melee Wellmaker. Powered melee kills create an elemental well that matches your subclass type. It seems to have an internal restriction to it, as you create one well per one melee, even if you get 5 kills with the one melee. For arms, we have them set to stasis for melee kickstart. Gain melee energy when your melee is fully expended. I would normally run 2 of them, but the claws I have are bad, so I only have the 1. There's also Elemental Charge. Picking up a well that matches the subclass type gives 2 stacks of Charge with Light. Picking up one that doesn't match your subclass type gives 1 stack. Next on the chest piece, we have it on Solar for double resist mods and Well of Ordnance. Picking up a Solar Elemental Well grants 10% grenade energy, so you're getting 20% for grenades and 10% for your other abilities whenever you collect an Elemental Well. For boots, we have them on Arc for double invigoration. Picking up an Orb of Power gives melee energy. We also have Heavy Handed. While charged with light, using a powered melee attack consumes a stack with charged with light and regains half of your melee energy. I will note that A, this mod does not stack with other copies of Heavy Handed, and number B, it only affects your regular melee, not the second copy granted by a Claws of Ahamkara. The Claws is just added gravy on top. For a class item, we have it on Arc for double outreach. Gain melee energy when using your class ability. Also less than grenade version of this mod, Bungo please. We also have Seeking Wells for added consistency. Wells you create will move towards nearby players. That's the build, let's talk stats. For stats, I went for an even spread of 100 resilience and mid-tier of everything else. You don't really need strength since your melee comes back pretty reliably. Just need to pick up that first well and you're good to go. As for weaknesses, you're stuck in the air a lot, so you're a target. Additionally, you may not be on the ground to pick up an elemental well at the time. Its strength so that it's very good for ad clear and blowing literally everything up. It's a fun build, make sure to try it out. If you do try it out, let me know any suggestions you have for changes. And that's the build. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Join my Discord. Bladeburger out.